All right, welcome everyone to episode 45 of Video Games Are Hard with Trey and Sid. Today we got a guest. It's the world champion of a certain Mario Kart Double Dash, Goomba.
A certain double dash. Hi. Hello. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing really well actually.
The specific double dash.
Yes. The one.
See, we've had in the past your rival, Optimistic Emo,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had your other. See, I don't even know what Phoenix's stature in the Mario Kart Double Dash
Phoenix
community is.
he's up there. He's like a high level player, like at rank 17 or so. Maybe?
Oh yeah,
Goomba, what do you think of Phoenix?
dude, he's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall good guy, but like it just in double dash specifically, he's actually like really quick. He like when he hunkers down on a track, I don't know, man. Like something clicks and he just keeps going. He keeps improving. It's nuts.
Phoenix is much more committed to certain tracks than I am. I'm much more of I'm like the Goomba play style, except I'm not good. Where I'll just like switch around tracks constantly, where it's like, I'm not doing anything here in 30 minutes. I'm going to switch tracks. However, with the fantasy league going on, I've been forcing myself to commit to a track, and it's been working out sometimes. Like in Wario right now, it's working out somewhat, but sometimes not so much. So yeah.
Yeah. It depends on the fun of the track, I guess, as well.
Have you been looking in on the fantasy league stuff? What's your thoughts on it?
So the first season, I was checking it out and following it a bit, and I mean, I like the concept. I mean, in a way, I wish it was done a lot earlier, so I could still participate. But apart from that, yeah, it's a good concept. I do think it lasts a little bit too long, in my opinion, because I feel like hunkering
season?
down myself on like certain tracks is not something I really enjoy for an extended period. Like if it was 2 tracks, I guess, like 2 seasons, I think I would have liked it a bit better. But that's just really personal preference, I suppose.
Yeah, because you like moving around a lot more.
Yeah.
So for the people at home that don't know, all right, I don't know if Trey wants to answer this question or Goomba himself. You know, we have Goomba here. He could answer the question himself.
I could.
What does world champion of Mario Kart Double Dash mean?
Go
Like,
for it.
like feeling or just facts?
Both.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Do you care
The
about
straight
the
up
feelings?
facts, what does world champion mean in Double Dash?
Okay,
like
well-
you know what? When we introduce Goomba as
Yeah.
the world champion, people will go like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'm the world champion of doing laundry." You know, like
I guess what Sid's asking is, how come you're world champ even though Emo has world records?
Right.
I'm not even asking that question. but sure.
Okay, well, I mean, that I can explain. So, here on the players page, is the time trial rankings, we have this ranking called AF, or which is short for average finish, as there are 16 tracks, and those are divided into course times and best lap times. So in total, there are 32 leaderboards that you can rank on. And average ranking really takes just the average ranking out of all of those 32, adds them up, divides them by 32. And that will be your AF. So having the status of world champ means you have the lowest average finish, as of course the lowest would be 1, having all the world records.
Which you were actually pretty close to at one point, right?
Yes, I had 28 out of 32, and then on the other 4, I was second place.
And what's funny is that when I actually made a video about explaining what the time trial rankings were for, I guess, for Double Dash specifically, but it could work for any game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And at that time was actually when you had the 28 records. So I was like, look at this guy, Mike. He has like 1.12 AF or something, which is pretty nuts thinking back to it. But yeah,
Good times.
that was a video I made, I guess.
So what were those when you had 28 out of 32? So that's 16 flaps and 16 3-lap times.
Yeah.
What tracks were you missing from the world records?
So it actually happened twice where I was on 28. So the first time I think I was missing both Rainbow Road records.
Yeah.
Baby Park Fast Lap, and I think it was I'm not sure. It was something else. It might have been Dry Desert 3 lap, actually. Yeah, Dry Desert 3 lap, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right, because Emo was going ham on that.
Yeah. So at the time, I did have the Dry flap. So I honestly, I mean, at that point, I was like not really looking forward to playing any of those at all. So at that point, I just kind of left it be. And then the second time, I did have both of the Rainbow Road world records. But this time I lost, I think it was Yoshi Circuit 3 lap, Dry Desert flap. I think so, like those kind of changed around. And at that time, my hands just started crumbling and falling down, I guess. So, yeah, couldn't really pursue anything more.
When did the hand issues start happening?
So I really started noticing it throughout the GSA One Try League.
Right.
So that was around like the beginning of 2019 that I really started like feeling it. And especially I think the big place where it was like the absolute worst was at the finals of the GSA One Try League. Because I remember playing, and even before that I could barely practice at all. And as I was playing, like my arm was burning up. My wrist was like, I don't know, like someone just jabbed a knife in there. It was terrible.
Ooh. So have you been doing like hand stretches and stuff to cope with that, or the like a certain? I don't really know how that works, but I guess you could explain it.
I don't know how that works either.
Yeah, there's like many things you can do and try. I guess there's like icing after playing. You can warm them up before playing. You can do exercises, and I was doing pretty much all of that, but yeah, it wasn't really like doing anything. And I still find it a little bit weird because like when I compare myself to other cases, it doesn't really seem the same thing. And even doctors just don't really have a clue what the hell is going on.
Huh.
So, I mean, I've noticed that by just taking a long extended period of rest, it slowly gets better.
Well, is it just Mario Kart Double Dash that causes it, or like do you just go hard?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure Double Dash made a big change on it, or a big difference. But even from like lifting stuff with my wrist, like it hurts a ton. So
so it's your wrist specifically, not like your arm or anything?
Yeah, I think the arm was just like an extension of just the pain I was feeling in the wrist. Because like I did not want to stop there. Like that would be such a shame.
Because that reminds me of Phoenix when he was having wrist issues. For some reason, it was tied to like a problem with his neck or something.
Yeah,
which was very weird to me. Like,
nerve.
how is your neck and your wrist connected?
Yeah, there's like this one big thing that goes like all the way through. I'm pretty sure, like this nerve that goes all the way through. Same with like from your back. I'm pretty sure like you can get it pretty much anywhere, starting from your back.
Interesting. Yeah, Sid and I thankfully have never really had to deal with serious wrist issues in gaming. I don't think.
Suck it, Goomba.
No, but I will really admit nice, that like I can definitely see how Double Dash can cause those issues, because Double Dash is the only game I've played that has caused me to have like any. I've had like minor hand issues. Like when I returned to the game after a year of not playing it, I started rebuilding up a callus on my thumb. Like the tip of my thumb was like forming this small blister every day I was playing it. And I had to like stop playing it for a couple days, and like a callus started forming. I was like, oh, I forgot this actually happened.
Yeah, you need the physical protection for Double Dash, really.
And also, furthermore, like unrelated to the injury stuff, Double Dash is the only game that has caused my hands to sweat from playing it.
Really?
Yeah,
only Double
because
Dash.
When you're on pace, like you're going into lap 3 on pace for a personal record, like that is the most nerve-wracking experience I've ever experienced.
I must say, I'm pretty sure I am the worst choke artist there's ever been.
No, dude, everyone's a choke artist in Double Dash, let's be honest.
But this is... Okay, so one time I was playing Baby Park, and I was going really well. In fact, a little too well. So I started getting nervous around lap 4, which normally is like pretty early on already for Baby Park. But it was still going extremely well. Lap 5, I don't know what's happening. Every lap is just so consistent and so fast. So lap 6, I'm breathing so hard, and my heart, I can barely like feel it anymore, as it was just like pumping so loud. In lap 7, I start to lose vision, turning like black and red. Literally, I don't even remember the last corner. I really do not. Like, after that run, I felt like I just skipped all the way from lap 6 to lap 7. I did PR, but I choked a lot lap 7.
Is there a video of that run?
I'm not sure. If so, I might have had my microphone muted.
Or like, so what was it, like an early on PB, or was it like a more recent one?
Like mid 104, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so like it involved 8MT and stuff.
Yeah, but it was a while ago.
That's in reference to everybody being a choke artist and not sweaty hands. I see. Trey and I have been talking about the fact that everybody's a choke artist for years. Like, everybody has the potential to choke, for sure.
Yes.
And I don't know, like I don't know if the person that is currently the world champ and has had 28 out of 32 world records in Mario Kart Double Dash and saying that I'm a choke artist, I don't know if that rings true.
Dude, trust, really.
Bro,
like,
I'm a choke
so
artist.
Many
you don't know how
runs
much I play this
down
game.
the drain. It's so sad. It's disheartening to see. I think I made like a top 5 Waluigi chokes video when I was going for the.
I remember that one, yeah.
Way back, and that was just like in one day. Like, that was terrible. And throughout that whole week, I did so many runs, just really good ones. Useless.
Dude, to be fair, Waluigi is a very squirrely track, as I always say.
Yeah. But it was definitely due to like nerves. I just couldn't keep it together.
See, you being a good player, though, or just good players in general at whatever game, you have more opportunities to choke. Therefore, you're more of a choke artist. Whatever category I'm playing, or whatever other scrub at whatever games they're playing, they get like 1 or 2 times to choke. I don't know, every so often. You know, every 6 months. You're just like, oh, top 5 Waluigi Stadium chokes. That's within like 3 weeks. You know,
right?
Or,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
See, I'm paying you a compliment in a pseudo way.
Yeah,
a pseudo compliment.
A pseudo compliment.
Jot that down.
I just want to touch on the sweaty hands thing. I don't get sweaty hands very often. I don't think.
I would literally never get sweaty hands playing Sunshine. The only thing that'll happen in Sunshine, if I'm on a good run, is my hands just get cold. Like,
what?
My hands get cold on a good Sunshine run, and then I like can't maneuver my fingers as well, which is equally as annoying, but they don't get sweaty for some reason.
But how do you not get nervous like Corona Mountain or something?
Oh no, I'm nervous. Just my hands are cold.
Really? That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know what I get sweaty. Like, I think I've gotten sweaty. My hands sweaty during Melee once, like with you, Trey.
Oh, my hands have never sweated in Melee. I go so like low tech skill I never possibly could.
Well, it's just compared to Sunshine. Like Sunshine, or whatever game you play. You know, you play Mario Kart Double Dash. You know, we play Sunshine. You're so used to. I don't know. You're just so practiced. Like, you have the script. What you're running with Melee or whatever game you're playing, Rocket League or whatever, just in the Fall Guys, you know, whatever in the moment thing you're improvising, dude, you're more likely to sweat.
So maybe. Sweaty playing Fall Guys.
Dude, that Hexagon kid, you know, what a sweaty asshole. There was that meme. Anyway, what was it? Whenever you were a kid, before everybody just had their own controllers, just bringing to a Melee event or whatever, you just had your own controllers. Now you just bring your own controllers everywhere. You don't use anybody else's controller.
Yeah.
How insane is that? But when you were a kid, did you guys ever have that friend that would hand you the controller and you're just like, gross?
Yes.
This is the most disgusting thing I've ever held.
Hi. That's
Are you that friend?
Dude, that was me and my brother. Like, imagine me having like a pretty like it's kind of bad, like sweaty hand problem as a kid. It's gotten better across the years, but my brother literally like waterfalls straight from his hands.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just like, if he were to give you the controller, like even for just a short mini game on like Mario Party or whatever, like if he would give you this controller, you'd need a towel. Dead serious? It was that bad. Like the R button would be sticky. It was the worst.
I'm wiping my hands in reaction to it. But you know what? This is a good segue, considering you were the kid that had the sweaty hands that would pass the controller off. You know what? Let's go into early Goomba.
Ooh, okay.
Know? And like what we intro it with, what's your first gaming memory?
Ooh. Okay.
Intro to Goomba gaming career. What do you play first to your recollection?
My very first game was on the Game Boy Advance. I just got that for our birthday. As me and my brother are twins, so we both are.
I didn't know that. I thought he was like older
present.
than you or something.
Yeah. No, I have a twin.
Nice.
2-act though, or whatever the name is for that. So like we do look alike, but not as much.
Actually, wait, I got a question, or no, not even a question. I had this theory going on for like a long time where most speedrunners have a brother because like having brothers makes you more competitive, I think.
I would love to get into that, actually.
We could talk about that later if you want.
Yes.
But
let's.
I was just wondering, when you mentioned twins, I wonder if having a twin makes you even more competitive than like a regular older younger relationship, because you feel like you're more like equal, like you should be better than this equal person to like truly assert your dominance. Whereas if it's like older and younger, you know, clearly if someone's older, you can give that excuse like, oh, he's older than me, he's better for that reason. But like when you're twins, you have no excuse. It's like, I gotta be better than him.
Yeah, and you also have like pretty much the same time schedule.
Yeah.
At all times, so like when you're ready to play a game, they are ready to play a game as well. And if you live together, you want to play together, and a lot of the time they'll end up being competitive. And like you said, if it's the same age, like, you know, there's no difference really. Like you've both played the game pretty much the same amount of hours. That is your biggest rival right there.
Yeah, we can touch on that later, but let's get into your early
right.
The Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, so Game Boy Advance, and I got so we both got different games. I got Super Mario World 2 Advance, whatever it was called, but it wasn't Super Mario World. It was Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Game Boy Advance.
That was literally my first game I owned as well.
Oh hell yeah, dude! So that was I mean, for a first game, I didn't know what to compare it to, so I have my fun with it.
I mean, hey, it's the best game ever. Super Mario Brothers 2.
Still the king, baby. But then I looked over my shoulder and I saw my brother play Super Mario World for the Game Boy Advance. I was like, wow, that looks so much better.
It is a little bit better, I'd say.
Yeah, so we switched a lot, especially just playing Super Mario World instead of just Super Mario Bros. 2.
How old were you?
5 or 6.
And so, for everybody that's wondering, this is in the Netherlands, right? We haven't covered where you're from.
Yes, yeah, Netherlands.
Okay. GoombaNL.
Yeah. Honestly, with my name, I was considering making like Dutch videos, which is why I have the NL in my name. And then I never did. I made one, I think, which was an application to a Minecraft series on the Dutch YouTube channels.
Have you ever watched any of Dutch J's Minecraft videos?
Dutch J's? No, I have not. Wait, no, I have actually.
Because Dutch J, an SMS player, was a former Minecraft YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny. Like the first interaction you and I had, Goomba, was that it's just like, oh, GoombaNL. What does NL mean? It's just like Nederlands. It's just like, oh shit, I'm Dutch. Like, because I'm Dutch. I'm half Dutch. And that's how I get like a lot of. I don't know. It's nice, even though I'm not like.
It brings
I'm
us
from
together.
Canada. It's nice to like interact with people that I don't know, potentially could have known. I guess not have known, but like their ancestors could have been near. I don't know where I'm going with this.
We get the feeling. Yeah.
My mom's parents are both from Netherlands, and it's nice to periodically be like, oh hey, you're from Netherlands, nice,
Yeah.
cool. I don't know.
So wait,
that
are you
was
also
our really first interaction.
are you also
and,
pretty tall, Goomba?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit more than 6 feet. I guess
That's like average where you are, right?
That's like below average, actually.
God damn, that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I think 1 centimeter below average or something. Big sad.
Because like I'm 6'0", and people act like that's on the tall side where I am, which is like, huh. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Dutch side of my family, I have like 6'8", 6'6", 6'4", and I'm sitting there like I'm kind of the shrimp of the tall guys. Like, sure, they're shorter than me for sure, but I'm 6'3", and it's just like, oh, but then my older cousin's like 6 foot tall. I'm just like, ha, I'm not the shortest of all these guys.
Yeah, I know a few guys that are 6 feet 10, 6 feet 11, and it's really not an uncommon sight.
That's
nutty.
nuts. Are they into video games? Do they play video games?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, one of them was my best friend through elementary school, which honestly also played a huge role on like my competitive aspect on that. But yeah, we can touch that when we get to the sibling.
Yeah,
theory.
that's a good topic, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, after the Game Boy Advance, I really got into games because I live in the Bible Belt, and anyone familiar with that knows there will be jack shit to do there. Playing outside, there's only like, I don't know, there's a few kids who are interested in football or soccer, however you want to call it. And I tried that for a while. I wanted to get into a club, but my parents were like, no, what if you get injured? And I'm like, oh.
Better stick with video games.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I did. And
wait, getting injured in soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, get tackled.
That's a fear?
I mean, I guess so. My parents were really protective. They've gotten a lot better in that aspect.
No, you gotta let them know. No, they're not real injuries. They're faking their injuries. Come on.
See, I went into soccer when I was a kid, but that was like the safe. Like they wanted me to get into hockey because it was Canadian.
Right.
But
yeah.
But after I established that I did not want to skate, they were just like, "Oh, okay, soccer," and like I can't even think of getting like I think I had like 1 foot injury because some kid kicked my foot like a weirdo when I was like 7, and it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I don't remember any prominent injury of anybody within any league close to soccer. Anyway, I don't know. Soccer made me think of things.
Yeah, I mean, generally it should be fine, but in my parents' defense, the kids around my place were the most aggressive little shits I've ever seen. They were, I don't know how. Then the referee allowed everything pretty much. So it was just foul after foul without like being called out on. And
Wait, so you played soccer?
Yes, yeah.
But then they took you out of it.
No. So I played on the field, like right in front of my house. There's a football field.
Oh, okay.
So I played there. And
I thought they put you in a league, had you play 3 games, and was just like, this is too rough.
Dangerous.
People are tackling each other. This is crazy.
This is insane.
No. The preemptive quit was going on there. But yeah, in short, there wasn't anything to do really. And I mean, I honestly didn't mind playing games because those were a lot of fun. And then for what we call Saint Nicholas, which is like basically Christmas but for kids, with a tradition we will not get into because that's a big problem right now. But basically, in short, what it comes down to is that the Dutch, we have this thing called Black Pete. And the story is that I don't know why I said we'll not get into it, and then I'm explaining it.
We're gonna get into it after I say we're not gonna get into it.
Basically, what it comes down to is that you have the saint who freed, like the history is that the saint freed slaves and like gave them like really nice place to like help and spread joy to kids. But the thing is, in order to portray those people, what we call Black Pete, they actually do some kind of blackface.
Uh-oh.
And it's not meant like in any like harmful or offensive way, of course. But over time, you know, obviously those things and globalization, like people started looking at that and be like, why? Like, what is going on? And honestly, looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, okay, we really need to change that. That is not okay. But that's a huge thing here. Anyway, St. Nicholas, great tradition for children. And we got a Nintendo GameCube, which I actually have on video of me getting a GameCube with boxed with Double Dash. So that was like pretty much my second game ever.
Wait, what was your first game?
Well, that was the Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh, I thought you meant like on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't think I really got like any other Game Boy games beforehand. I might have, but they're not memorable apparently.
Honestly, with Super Mario Brothers 2, that's all you need. Best game ever.
Yeah, exactly.
So you started speedrunning your second game you've ever gotten. If Trey, if you were to speedrun your second, the game you got second overall in your life, what game would that be? Like your second game you ever got, what was it?
That's a good question because I can't remember the order I got GBA games apart from the first game being Mario Brothers 2, but I can remember the first 5 games I got on the GameCube. And this is gonna blow your mind, all right? Get ready for this. So the first 5 games I got on my GameCube with the GameCube because of my parents for Christmas was the game that came with it at the time, Zelda Collector's Edition, which had, you know, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 1, Zelda 2 on one disc. And then the other 4 games, all right, Super Mario Sunshine, SSX Tricky, Pac-Man World 2,
Wow.
and Super Smash Bros. Melee. Isn't that the sickest lineup ever? And I actually speedran legitimately 3 of those games.
and you play Melee with me, I don't know, somewhat often.
And then Zelda's it's fucking Zelda. So, like, that's a sick 5-game lineup if you ask me.
Yeah.
The shout out to my parents for that one.
I feel like if I speedran, I'd be speedrunning, I think, like, what is it, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire? I feel like that was my second game, like something along those lines. It was like Mario 64 and then one of those middling N64 games that everybody kind of remembers, unless you're a zoomer and don't know what Oliver Twist is, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what Oliver Twist is, Goomba?
Goomba, did I ask you about Oliver Twist?
No, I mean, yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah, no,
Did I not?
Oh, yeah, I think you did, Sid.
I've never covered it on a podcast. I'll cover it next week.
Okay.
But I won't talk about it right now. Anyway, so you got Mario Kart Double Dash. You know, I went on a small diatribe about what games we would have been speedrunning if we speedran our second game ever. How long did it take you to speedrun Mario Kart Double Dash?
So this is kind of where we get into the whole like brother like getting good thingy. Mm-hmm. Is that me and my brother always wanted to play Double Dash. We loved the game. So what do? Well, there's 2 options. You can play co-op and you can play versus, really. And in the beginning, my brother would actually be the one driving and I would be in the back throwing shells and using mushrooms and all that kind of stuff.
And charging mini turbos every frame, right?
Yeah. Optimal, like straight from the get-go. No, I mean, I don't know why. I have no idea why I chose to be in the back, but eventually I noticed that my brother was not driving optimally enough for my taste.
Ooh.
And I wanted to drive instead, and he was very much against that. So instead, we started playing versus, or at least 2 at the same time. And from there, I mean, generally, my brother would win pretty much like a lot of the matches.
I guess he was the one driving originally. He had a leg up on you.
Yeah, exactly. But over time, that kind of like shifted. And it did shift back and forth a lot. And generally across time, that would be a lot of the case where my brother would like get the game, like understand the game pretty damn quickly. And then I would be like messing around with some mechanics and then slowly start to like, I don't know, like improve further.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be pretty much the pattern in like every multiplayer game we would play. On top of that, one of my best friends in elementary school also like he once came over and he saw the GameCube and he's like, wow, that's amazing. And then we started playing too. And my dad would occasionally join in on the verses. So Double Dash Versus was like the thing I played a lot. And it made me like kind of like automatically push myself to go faster in order to win, I guess. So
Right.
just by playing versus, I got better.
See, I think as a kid playing Double Dash, 80% of the time was spent playing bomb mode. And then 20% was like, yeah, I'll do actual races, I guess.
Yeah.
But dude,
Bomb
fucking
was
4-player
sick.
bomb mode was the sickest thing as a kid. Oh, my
that's so
god.
good. Only on Tilted
one of my-
Card, though.
One of my buddies in elementary school, I used to play a lot of video games with. We played a shit ton of Mario Kart Double Dash. What we did all the time was 1v1 Grand Prix all cup tour.
We would do that too, yeah.
For like it was like 40 minute sessions. I don't know how long the all cup is, but I feel like 40 minutes was good
Yeah.
for us. I don't know.
I feel like it
But-
took us almost an hour because we were so bad, but we would do that.
Did you get like groups like Goomba? You two did any of you get groups big enough to like have fun in battle mode?
Yeah. Yeah.
I could never. I think I've only played like battle mode was so fun, but I think I've only had 2 sessions maybe with like 4 people there. You know, otherwise it's just 1v1.
Well, the thing is, if you have a twin brother, you always have someone to play with. And
yeah.
then you only need one friend over to, like, 3 is pretty much fine. Like, 4 is a bit more chaotic. But 3, like, I feel like you get the good feeling of what battle mode should look like.
Well, growing up with 3 older sisters, none of them really wanted to play Mario Kart Double Dash with me.
Aww.
I thought women loved
See,
Mario Kart. Hello?
Well, my mom loved Mario Kart, but she wouldn't play battle with me and my buddy Matt.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
she wasn't willing to sit there in the corner and get hit by bombs.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have like a tight knit group of 3 other friends, so we almost always had like 4 people that we could just fuck around with.
Lucky.
And I think we really liked 4-player Luigi's Mansion bomb mode, even though looking back on it, it's like way too big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
Like, we eventually realized if you're at the top the whole time, you can just camp and just throw down
Yeah,
bombs.
if you don't play lame, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But
does
people
everybody
start
hate
playing
the
lame.
Shine Sprite mode?
Yeah.
I never touched that mode, dude.
Yeah, no, it's
But-
not good.
I thought it was fine. No.
No.
I don't know, we just never touched it. We only played bomb mode.
All right. Fair.
Okay, so when you were like
yeah.
getting good, right? You were specifically only playing versus mode, and that was it.
I did play a little bit of time trial in the end. I think in 2008 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I had a round of seriousness with time trial. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some decent records. I had no idea really. I am pretty sure I went to the players page, saw the site, and even then thought, oh, it's dead. I guess I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, I couldn't even like speak English at the time anyway, so there was no way of me like reading the news to see it was still up to date. But yeah, I did a little bit of time trial here and there. But just in general, I mean, I've been a really competitive person throughout my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any game where I can like be competitive and not be annoying to others, I would try to be competitive in it.
And that's like the perfect thing in speedrunning because it's just a 1-player competitive setting.
Yeah, I really hate team games for that reason. Is that even if I'm doing really well myself, if my team is shit, I lose, and I cannot stand that. I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know, you played well yourself, you shouldn't be mad at that. And I'm like, no, I when I play well, I don't want to just lose. To me, it's losing like 30 minutes. Like, let's say a game of League of Legends, like I lost like 30 minutes just because someone wanted to troll. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem fun to me.
Don't you have those occasions in team games too where you're playing well, you make one small mistake and everybody just jumps on you?
Oh yeah, classic. Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, dude, I've been like playing really well for, I don't know, in League of Legends half an hour or whatever. and then make one, I don't know, minute mistake somewhat, and everybody notices and just like, well, you ruined the entire, we lose now. Good job.
Yeah.
GG.
It's so toxic
Like, your shit.
too. Like, I don't know. That does seem fun. So like when I saw the concept of speedrunning, I was like, wow, this is so sick. I can play the game I really like, and I can play competitively.
And you've already been playing a game where the objective of the game is to speedrun it in a way. So it'll leg up.
Yeah. I before that I went through like a bunch of games like competitively. If you don't mind getting into that.
Oh, we can get into that.
What? Sure, yeah.
So I played way back. I played this game so this game called Stick Arena. Like it was a Flash game.
I've seen it. I've never played it though.
And I think that's one of the, strangely enough, one of the first games that I really played like online against others and realized like how much I enjoyed that. I got like pretty damn good at it, and I was like, well, whatever. Let's move on. So I've went through Minecraft PvP, League of Legends, like highly competitive, but never really broke into the esports scene. Osu for a long time. Which I started playing Osu to train League of Legends, but eventually I just started enjoying Osu more than League of Legends, so I just switched.
Oh wait, is it true that you quit Osu because you got to a level where you had to play weeb songs?
Yes.
I just think that's so funny.
I don't know why, man. Every single song was like a weeb song, and I did not enjoy it. That will be one mantra I'll keep forever in my life. I only play games for fun. And as soon as I cannot enjoy the game anymore, I'm done.
That is like the number one rule. If you're not having fun, there's really no point.
Yeah.
Unless you're like getting paid $1 million and like, fuck it.
Yeah, that works.
So
I'll play
I'm going to ask the one question. I'm going to ask the one question a lot of people are going to probably be wondering. So you say you play games for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun playing League?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, good question.
Didn't expect that. So, honestly, when I first started out with League, I hated it. I absolutely despised it. But that same friend I used to play like Mario Kart with way back in the day from elementary was the one who got me into League, like constantly just forcing me to play. And eventually I started quite enjoying it. As it was pretty new. It was like season 1, season 2. So it wasn't really that big. I mean, it was big, but like it wasn't as toxic as whatever it is now. And throughout the seasons, it just got worse and worse. More outrageous, more feeders, more toxic people. And that's the one I kind of like stepped away from it. But honestly, like if you were at a decent level back then, at least, it really wasn't too bad.
All right. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, you're welcome. I must say it's garbage now, though. Like I do not recommend it.
Do you consider yourself competitive at Tetris?
Not really.
No?
No, I do love watching the classic competitive Tetris scene.
Yeah, I've become a huge fan of that as well.
Oh, I love it so much. Every time a video pops up in my recommended, I'm like, yeah, sure.
Dude, I watch like every Joseph Saley video.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the guy does it so casually, too. Like, he's just talking to... Like, I don't know. Okay, I can talk while playing. That's fine. But he has, like, 4 people talking at the same time. And he's, like, responding to them as well as playing on, like, kill screen. Like, what?
He's only using, like, 10% of his brain power and playing on the kill screen.
If only we could unlock it.
I've actually somewhat considered... Like, a small part of me, like, wants to pick up classic Tetris. But also I know, like... It's a huge commitment to actually get good at that. And I don't know if I'm willing to like commit that much to Tetris, but I don't know.
You know what's hard? Like having been at the top of a ranking of a game, and then getting into a new game. It's really hard because even when you're like decent, you still don't feel as satisfied as you did the first time you were climbing a game in general.
Dude, I think I feel that in Double Dash. Because I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm top 100 in Double Dash, which is like whatever, but...
It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's better than I give it credit for, but it's like, man, I just can't push into like that top level where I was in Sunshine, so I just don't feel that same feeling, you know?
Well, that's also the argument that I keep making when it's just like, oh, well, I could learn this new speed game. And then you start playing it and you're just like, or I could just go back to the game I was good at.
Yeah.
See,
know?
I guess the key thing I did was I got to like the top level in Pac-Man World 2. I had world record a few times. But, you know, it's not as like competitive anywhere close as like Sunshine or Double Dash. So I guess once you have like that mainline game you get really good at, it's easier to pick up sort of more niche games, and like you can get pretty good at those because they're less explored. You know, if you really care about getting to like that top level in a game again.
Well, also you've already entered, like whether it's speedrunning or team games, you've already gone through your trials and tribulations of learning how to cooperate with a team or speedrun or just like the basics. Like I've seen a lot of people coming from, I don't know, like other games into speedrunning lately, and they just don't have the mentality for speedrunning.
Yeah, it's strange. Like I see so many Melee players like try to pick up Mario 64 speedrunning.
Yeah.
And they'll get like, well, most of them just like quit immediately, but some of them who commit to it, it's like you would think if they're so good at Melee, it would just transfer so well to like just becoming insane at 64, like super fast. But it's an entirely different skill set because speedrunning is it's like an objective. Here's the movement you got to follow in this level and do this. Whereas Melee, you know, clearly it's tech skill and movement. That's very important. But a lot of it is being really good at reading your opponent and reacting to situations and mixing things up, which really isn't a thing in speedrunning for the most part. So it's a different skill set.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing where you really have to react to is RNG.
Yeah, which is, depending on the game, might not even be like a factor.
Yeah.
Oh, in SM64, it's, oh, this coin bounced the wrong way.
In Double Dash, it's nothing in time trials.
Yeah, I mean, there's like pseudo RNG, like shit that's like on such a fast cycle or such a weird cycle that you really can't expect it, I guess, or like weird bounces on DKM.
And RTech.
What cycles are so fast that they're basically RNG?
So like the Waluigi Fireball one, like the very first one.
Oh.
We go on the side of the ramp. And I mean, you can kind of estimate like if you have a certain speed, but sometimes you go faster than you think you would, and that's already enough a lot of the time.
Because Trey and I in the past have had arguments about the windmill in Pinna Park in Mario Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You mean the Ferris wheel?
The Ferris wheel, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, same thing, honestly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
The big thing that spins around.
Its cycle is so fast, and I've argued. He's just like, it's RNG, and I'm sitting there going like, it's not RNG. Like you can use an audio cue and flip the grate and stop it at the right time to have a good
now
cycle.
you're using audio cues. I see.
That's the only time I've ever used an audio cue.
But hey, they're good, right? They're pretty good.
Yes, sure, it's fine, but it's just funny because I've argued about it so much, but now that Goomba says it's just like, it's such a fast cycle that it's basically RNG, I'm like kind of on that side. So I'm like, yeah, Trey, you know, those arguments we've had many times in the past. The Ferris wheel is such a fast cycle that it's basically RNG if you're just going there as fast as possible and flipping and just kind of hoping that it's...
Yeah, that's what I would tell you is like, theoretically, if you hit the exact same frame, you'll probably get the same cycle, but like, you're never going to hit to a 1/30th of a second this great after doing a level, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny to think about.
It's just like, honestly, with RNG, I think it's kind of just changed to a substitute for saying luck.
Yeah.
So, like, you would say, like, oh, going through the Ferris wheel, that's just lucky. Just getting lucky. Where now we just say, all right, it's basically RNG.
Honestly, I tried to force myself to start using luck more than RNG a few years ago, just because luck is a much more general term that I know applies to the situation, whereas it might not necessarily be RNG. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we're speedrunners.
Oh, so we have to say RNG. You're right.
Yeah.
So, like, if you say luck, it's just like, oh, you're new.
Yeah, RNG is part of our lingo.
Either new or a GDQ.
Yeah. It's like, you're a newbie.
Yeah, this guy says RNG. He must be a speedrunner.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That is how I like find people though. Like if they randomly say like, oh yeah, and then this RNG, I like the alarm bells start going off in my head. I'm like, oh, does this guy speedrun? Let's take a look.
But then I say luck to like throw him off, you know? Like, oh, this guy's a layman. He just says luck. You know, like a normie.
Like this guy hasn't held a world record in any game. This
Luck.
lame-o. All right, but I don't know where we're at with Goomba. We were just team games and getting into
We
Mario
like
Kart
sort of
Double
touched on
Dash.
Tetris for a bit.
Oh yeah, we were mentioning Tetris because before we started the podcast, you were giving me 4 wide tips on
yeah.
on Tetris 99 or just Tetris in general because you recently said you got a 37 in. Explain what it is. Whatever this Tetris game that you periodically play is.
So instead of playing Tetris for a high score, I like playing it to clear 40 lines as fast as possible.
Mhm.
And I played on PC instead. So like this just this fan-made client. So it's not even like any like really official Tetris, but generally it gets accepted as just being a version of Tetris.
Okay, honestly, what even is official Tetris?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Tetris 99.
There's like
It's
a million
hard.
different games.
Yeah. And Tetris 99 and Puyo Puyo, I think, are accepted as official versions.
Woo!
But I mean, generally, J-Stress is what I use, and I mean that's fine too. You can play on whatever.
Yeah, it's Tetris.
But we both started out on Nolpamino, which is like a software to do it.
Yeah.
And we were actually like competitive in that, like when we were above a minute, right?
Yeah.
And we would like go back and forth. And then one day out of nowhere, I went from like a 101 to like a 53-second time.
That was nuts.
And I was like, oh shit, dude, I've peaked. I don't know if I can improve this. And then I sort of lost interest, but then you eventually beat that time, and then you just kept going, right?
Yeah, I have no idea why I kept going. I think it's so
'Cause it's
addicting.
fun.
It's so short. It's like like what I do is just I open a tab, I type in JS, enter, and I'm playing. Like that's it. It's just
Goomba.
an easy thing. Well,
Goomba,
what?
do you know how easy it is to play a game of Tetris 99? You just
No.
like turn on your Switch, and then you press A twice, and then you're just playing Tetris 99 online against 98 other people that are also playing Tetris.
Yeah, but no. First I have to like start up Tetris 99, takes a while. I have to look for a match, takes a while. Meanwhile, I could have like PR'd
Look for a
in
match?
40 lines, dude.
It takes like 5 seconds to get a match in Tetris 99. Come on.
Well, no.
It does.
No, it takes like half a minute for me at least.
What?
Yeah.
But,
I was
yeah,
good
but
at
you get
like
full
60.
games. But
What?
you get full games.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so long.
It's a year-old game, man. People still playing Tetris. People
Yeah,
still out here.
I can play for myself too on J-Stress. Perfect
All
line.
right, sure. All right.
Anyway,
Wait,
I'm
why
sorry
is
the lines.
J-Stress
It's cool.
Why is J-Stress better than Nolpamino?
I don't know. There's not really a good reason. I think the only thing is that there's a leaderboard,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can like directly compare yourself to others, and
Dude.
there's a bit more customization you can do. So I guess there's a reason.
Apart from siblings, leaderboards are a huge competitive motivator as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, like you guys say, you had the twin brother and you had your older brother, Trey.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with 3 older sisters, so I didn't have that competitive edge. Like, sure, I had buddies growing up, but I wasn't like, hey, let's play video games all the time and whatever. But when I started speedrunning in late 2013 and put my time on a leaderboard for the first time, and I was like, huh, all right. And then like 6 months later, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going for whatever time now. And let's get into this. Like that,
So,
I
like-
feel like the leaderboard was the major contributing factor to me being like as competitive as I am right now.
So what kind of like goals did you have? Did you have like a one long-term goal or just like short-term goals and you would like move it up all the time?
I don't really. I think I was just get better. I never had like a time increment in Sunshine or anything like that when I started.
Mhm.
I think I was going for top 10 for a while. I think, and I think Trey can corroborate that. I was like 119 and top 10, and then I'm like done. And that was, and when I got 119, I also got top 10. I think I peaked at 7th or 8th.
Yeah, Sid
in the
peaked at
world.
7th. He actually had a better time than me, and
Cool.
it's pretty nuts.
In early 2015, and then EYG came out. But like that's what I said to myself. I was like, I'm gonna get top 10 in any percent or 119 or whatever, and then I'm done. And I obviously it's 5 years later now, and I'm still playing the game actively somewhat. But I'm not playing. I don't think I've ever committed to any percent as hard as I did for that first year and a half, and I think that's true. I think when I said I'm 119 or top 10 and I'm done, I think I kind of followed through with that as far as any percent goes. Like I never really went back to any percent and went, okay, well now I'm committing to this. Like I'm sure I've done like a month here and there, but I've never been like a year and a half straight or a year straight or whatever I did of just strict any percent.
The any percent, it like starts out when, you know, the level we were at like in 2015 where everyone was bad to some extent. But the record was less optimized. You could just like grind it out and like sort of feel the improvement coming a lot better than nowadays. Nowadays, it's like any percent you get burnt out so fast. So you got to just like, you know, maybe put like a month or two in, then step away from it for a bit, then come back to it for like 1 or 2 months.
If you notice, every top player has their like side thing. Like every top any percent player or Sunshine player in general has their side game or side thing within Sunshine, where it's just like Feck has random ILs, mostly Pianta 6, but he also does any percent, and Ouija has 16 star, and I guess I think the only exclusion to that rule, like JJ has all of his like Overwatch and random other games like that. They have their side games. Dide is the only person that really goes against all of that, where he'll just grind any percent, or now he's doing 120, but still grinding.
Yeah, and Dide is the only person.
Mario 64, right?
Pardon me?
Didn't Dide also do like some Mario 64?
For a little bit. He didn't really play that long though.
Ah, okay.
Every other like guys doing 16s, like every higher level Sunshine player that like a year ago we would have been like, oh, they're just grinding any percent, or like what we call the Zoomers, they're just all doing 16 star right now, and they're just doing that. So it's interesting. Like everything, and I have 96 shines, which is basically my only thing right now. If you consider me a top player, sure, that's my thing. But
you're a top player in my heart, dude.
Yeah,
you're a top player, so come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dide is like the one person who is not only really good at the game, but can just play that category for hours a day, like 100 days in a row. And I don't know how he does it, but
yeah, that's insane to me.
No,
and his break is 120 shines.
Yeah, which is just more of the same game.
Yeah, pretty funny. Remind me where we're at. We were at team games. We talked about a little bit about Tetris. You know, we stopped the conversation of Goomba's history when he got Sunshine or not Sunshine, Mario Kart Double Dash. Did you ever play Sunshine? Just random question.
Yeah. I actually. So before I got into speedrunning, or like at the time I was about to get into speedrunning, I was watching a lot of like Samurai Man, and I really considered getting into Sunshine at the time, and I think I tried it for a little bit as well.
And what was your impression?
So I did like it, but there were a lot of like cutscenes, downtime, and just in general the run to me was like really long. Even now, like an hour commitment, I never really have like an hour just without like any breaks at all. At least back then, there would always be like something interrupting me, especially not like an hour and a half. Which is also another reason why I stepped away from League in the end. But I liked having the idea of just something that I can like run for like a very short time, which is why eventually I ended up running Grand Prix in Double Dash first, since those were just very short speed runs.
Yeah, and also Grand Prix seems much more appealing from a casual player standpoint than just playing the same track over and over again. Who would ever do that?
I mean, I did like time trial at the time. I just wasn't as committed to it, and that's a whole like I think the origin of that is an interesting story of its own. So let's see here. So back in 2015, I found out about speedrunning, and just randomly I saw this run on Mushroom Cup done by the Jackster 1676. Shout outs to that absolute hunk of a man.
The Jackster.
Oh yeah, I love him. And I saw his Mushroom Cup run, and I was like, "Ooh, a Mushroom Cup run! I didn't know people speedrun Mario Kart. That's sick." So I gave it a go instead. And I immediately fell in love with it. It's like playing, because I had that history of like versus and like that little bit of time trial in 2008. And that's what really like fueled me to like try and see where I end up on the rankings. And my first run wasn't amazing. Of course, I was still using the parade cars. I had no idea of strats. That was just my very first run, but it was decent. It was not bad. I was like, like apart from the items, this is this is definitely like an interesting speedrun. And I stepped away from it for a little bit until I think a little bit later, like 2 months later or something. I saw people streaming Double Dash on Twitch. So part of that was also the Jackster again. But a few others, such as Ultimark, Mystery XC, Eskimo Joe, and I'm sure there were some others, but generally those four, I think, were playing. And through a lot of those, I actually found out about the strats. And I also found out about the time trial scene. So Jacob Purcell, or Baseball Kid, and Ryan Stevens, or the Frigs, those were pretty much the only two time trialers like actually active at the time. They were like somewhat in the community as well. And Jacob led the charge of pretty much leading all of us speedrun kiddies over to the players page. And if you check the ideas, I was the first one to move over from that Grand Prix group, so to say. And then I think the next week, like pretty much everyone else followed over. And for a long time, I still have my focus on Grand Prix. I think up until like top 40, where I was really focused on Grand Prix still.
So you were like the beginning of sort of a renaissance of activity that came into the game, because there was a period of a few years from, I don't know, 2000. I actually have no clue.
11 or 12 maybe.
Yeah, where there was like it was pretty dead.
Yeah, it was dead for a long time.
How does the summoning salt world record history of Rainbow Road go? It's just like, oh, he got the record in 2005, and then in 2012, somebody did it slightly better. What was it?
No, the summoning salt thing was like, I think it was like Andreas got the record in Rainbow Road, and then it wasn't broken for like 10 years. And I'm paraphrasing, but he essentially said, not because it was optimized, but because no one cared or something. Or no one was playing it.
I mean, actually, so Summoning Salt was messaging me about that. And I was giving him like more information about Rainbow Road and like what I knew. I also tried to contact Andrew on that, but Andrew was not having it. He did not want to give me any information at all. He was thinking I was like wanted to steal some strats from the old days or something. He just did not want to give any information at all. I'm like, dude, that's fine. Sure. So I did some research myself, and I mean, I feel like I had to say it. I could not like not say it and say like, oh yeah, there was a lot of competition. Like there really just wasn't.
Yeah, I guess
specifically Rainbow Road.
Honesty's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is funny because like the Summoning Salt video of what is it, world record history of Rainbow Road, and it's just all of the Rainbow Roads through all of the Mario Karts, and it was really funny. Like it was nice to be in a call with just spur of the moment, like you and Emo and like a couple other people were in a call together watching this video, and they were just oh hey Sid, join, and I joined, and it was just the two like best players of Mario Kart Double Dash watching this world record history from Summoning Salt of about Rainbow Road, and just just laughing at Mario Kart Wii and talking about Mario Kart 64, and then like when we got to Mario Kart Double Dash, like Goomba was talking about how much information he didn't use, and or whatever, and then like there was all this time dedicated to 64 and Wii and Mario Kart 8 and whatever games had Rainbow Roads, and then there was like 2 minutes dedicated to Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah.
And it was just like absolutely, and I'm sitting there with like two of the best Mario Kart Double Dash players, and they're just like, yeah, nobody really cares about Rainbow Road. That's kind of true.
Yeah, in a way it was fair, like the amount of time he put like just for MKDD Rainbow Road. There were a few things I feel like could have been like addressed like strat wise, and gotten a little bit more into like A-Tech and all that kind of stuff. He did get into it, but like the specifics, because it more seemed like, oh, and then this got found out, and then they got faster.
And then this time got beat, and then this time got beat, and then this time got beat.
And then finally they got the sub T55, which was like the final time they thought, until it got beaten. But what we're getting at is that I think there was a little bit of favoritism to 64 and Wii, which is fine because they're probably more iconic Rainbow Roads 2 of speedrun.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is funny, like listening to Goomba talk about how his friends came over and saw a GameCube and went, "Whoa, the GameCube," and just thinking about how much the GameCube actually sold, and it's just like. Not very many people bought the GameCube. Nobody cared about the GameCube. Like it's like
weird
of
to
the
me.
older generations.
Well, it sold
and
more
stuff
than
like
the Xbox.
Did it?
Yeah, pretty sure it did.
I don't know how much the.
Well, it was
Xbox.
comparing against the PlayStation 2
Yeah,
that's hard.
PS2 fucking destroyed it, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter. GameCube's got the quality over quantity, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario.
So many good games.
It's funny to think like of our generation. It's just like, oh, the GameCube's so sick. Melee, Double Dash, Sunshine, whatever, Metroid Prime, like all these
Air
games,
Ride.
and it's just like, but 24 mil and just like everybody that was at Nintendo is just like, fuck, this console sucks. we gotta make Wii Sports and jiggle shit, and
We gotta make sure we never remake Sunshine.
and then
Oh,
we,
yeah.
Big flop, yo.
and then we go to Mario Kart Wii. Okay, you know what, Goomba? I think we've asked Emo before, but like I don't know, we haven't had Emo on the podcast in forever.
We've only had him on 2 times.
Can you give a brief like Mario Kart Wii? I don't know, hate tutorial. Like, is there
Yeah.
tutorial? I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah,
Like, I don't know what the question to
I mean,
ask
of
there.
course
It's just
I
like,
can.
why do we hate it?
No, sure, yeah. So my big problem, and a lot of other people's problem with MKWE, is first of all that it very much lends into a completely different playstyle. So manual MTs are out of the window; those are a thing of the past. So you just lean into the corner instead. Then you have bikes, which lends itself to wheelies. So in order to actually be optimal, you have to like do a frame perfect wheelie. You can get like 1 frame later, it's like half a wheelie, and then I think even 1 frame later it's like some other weird wheelie, but like it's slow. But yeah, those are a thing. And
Okay.
on top of that, there's just so many bad things. It's like tricking, there's like low tricking. It's just some really garbage mechanics, which just to me is completely anti-fun. Compared to like the beautiful polished game that is MKDD with manual mini
bias.
turbos.
Did you? So you owned Mario Kart Wii at some point. You
yeah.
have to have.
I loved it as a kid.
You loved it.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean-
walk me through your. Yeah, see, I've had
Yeah?
I've had an arc, and people who listen to the podcast, they know I have an arc with specifically Galaxy, or
I love Galaxy.
yeah, where it's just like I loved Galaxy. I started speedrunning Sunshine. I hated Galaxy. I recently started playing Galaxy. You know what? This weekend, considering doing a speedrun of Galaxy again. You know, I've had an arc. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
So Mario Kart Wii, the Goomba arc, go.
All right. So as a kid, obviously new Mario Kart after having played Double Dash. I mean, to me that was the next thing, you know, the next level of games. Like this is it. This is what I want to play. So Mario Kart Wii, I started playing it. New characters, new tracks. Obviously, I'm gonna like enjoy it a lot. Like no matter how it controlled, really. And to be honest, as a kid, I did kind of like motion controls casually.
I'm
I thought
using
they were
tilt
pretty
controls.
fun.
Easy.
Yeah. Dude, I had that Wii wheel and Yoshi and the cucumber. I had that shit unlocked, dude. I loved it so much. I was like, then eventually I got more into like trying to time trial, for example. And that's where it kind of went wrong. So I played one track, which was Retro Shy Guy Beach, and I had to pick Toadette's, at least at the time, Toadette's on the Magic Cruiser. and which was an inside drifting bike, and you had to do wheelies, which is something I completely ignored for the rest of the game. I was like, what is this? Like, this is why this is so bad? Like, you have to align yourself right after your turn to just go straight on the straight. Like I said,
it's just a very differently controlling game.
Yeah. So when people say, "Oh, you're good at Mario Kart here," like play Mario Kart 8 or play Mario Kart Wii, like no, that doesn't really transfer.
Mario Kart Wii seems like I've only played Mario Kart Wii like one time in my life at like a friend's house, so I really don't know how it controls from a speedrun standpoint, but I've seen videos of it. But I can sort of tell it's like, okay, you do like a turn into a hoping you get the right straight alignment on a straightaway wheelie.
Yeah.
And it just seems more like a precision based driving thing versus Double Dash, which is it's more technical because like the mini turbos, it requires a lot of finesse, and it's more of like a rhythm game because it's like there's like a rhythm to the mini turbos, and it's like sort of it all feels fluid. Whereas Wii, it's more like a structured thing, like okay, turn and then straight away, and then you turn, then you straight away.
Yeah, and if you hit a wall, that's it. Like you lose all your speed, that's it. And the hitboxes are pretty crap.
And then Double Dash, you just hug the wall, like boom, you know.
Yeah, you're all good. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
a little smooch, and then you can just go on. It's I mean, what I like about Double Dash is you still have the precision factor. Be it in timing or just lines or whatever. You have some technical stuff. You have things you need to do on the straight. Like you don't get bored playing it, which I would get in Mario Kart Wii. And just in general, I think the tracks I just much more enjoy in Double Dash. I feel like in Mario Kart Wii they started getting a lot more gimmicky. Same with like MK64, they were exploring a whole lot. Whereas Double Dash, it feels like they found the right balance of making an interesting looking track, which is fun to play casually, but also good enough so that's actually like drivable consistently without like bouncing all over the place or having to go left, right, everywhere.
I think my only gripe with Double Dash, not even really a gripe, just like something I thought was weird about it, because the first Mario Kart I played was Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance, and honestly, I think it's a really good game, and it was really ambitious for a Game Boy Advance game. There were 40 tracks in it.
Yeah,
you know, half of them being from Super Mario Kart, but still, the fact that they're on there is pretty insane. I think there are 7 Bowser's Castles in that, which is I never understood that, but okay. But the thing is, pretty much every Mario Kart except for Double Dash, you can jump, and I always thought like it was kind of weird. Why can't I jump in Double Dash? My current headcanon reason as to why you can't jump is that having 2 riders on a kart makes it too heavy to jump. Which is like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But still, it's a pretty common feature in most other games. So,
well, to me, like I never really thought about that because Double Dash was my first kart. So at that point, I was like, that makes sense. Oh, you can hop now? Actually, I played the crap out of Mario Kart DS, where you could hop.
Yeah, me too.
And I really enjoyed that, actually. But yeah, I never saw like not hopping as being like a weird thing, I guess, because Double Dash was my first one.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you play first.
Yeah.
Before we get completely off Mario Kart Wii, okay, I just have a question.
Okay.
Because I don't have really an attachment to Mario Kart Wii at all. This is just a question for, I guess, specifically Trey right now. Did you play a lot of it? Of Mario Kart Wii?
No, I've only played it once in my life.
Okay.
I didn't ever own it.
All right. So okay, so I guess it's already squashed. But like in my mind, in my mind, Trey like could have had this connection to Mario Kart Wii, and because it's the return of the 3-year generational gap.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like Mario Kart Wii was the last game I got, and then I think I was 16, and like I'm sure I played like a couple tracks, and I remember I left my my Wii motion steering wheel thing at my ex-girlfriend's house, and never got it back, and I just never cared to play it. ever because I was just like a little bit too old. It was like the Drake and Josh thing where it's just if I was 1 year younger or 2 years younger, I'd know all of the Drake and Josh references
like
that
I
are on
do.
the internet right now, but not quite there. Like I was just a little bit too old. I was at that age where it's just like I don't want to watch Drake and Josh. I don't want to play Mario Kart. And it's funny living in this world where a lot of people have this affinity for Mario Kart Wii. And like, sure, now I'm surrounded by people like Goomba or Emo or Ideas or Phoenix. And like, we're in group calls and they're talking shit about Mario Kart Wii or whatever. And I'm just sitting there going like, there seem to be a lot of fans of Mario Kart Wii though. But I'm not sure I liked Mario Kart Double Dash when I was a kid, but I just don't have this affinity. I never played it. Like, I don't like it enough to argue with them about it. I don't hate it enough to agree with them. I'm just sitting there going like, huh, interesting. I'm just a little bit too old. If Trey said that he loved Mario Kart Double Dash or Mario Kart Wii, I'd be like, 3-year generational gap. It's a thing, you know.
See, the
I
thing
still think
is,
it's a thing. But
if I actually owned the game, I'm sure I would have loved it. But for some reason, even though I had a Wii, we just never got it. I have no idea why.
it was the beginning of the Sid turn. Anyway, Goomba,
Yeah.
you're still here.
Hi.
I didn't mean
How's it
for that to
going?
sound disrespectful. I'm just saying you're still here. Just matter of fact.
Yeah, just listen.
I guess we can do the question now, and then we can get back
Ooh.
into other things.
I've got this.
We're at a good pause place. So, Goomba, I have an important question for you.
Yes.
Unless Trey wants to take it. Trey, do you want to take it?
I've got this.
You've got this? All right.
I got this.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I literally had someone in mind for this beginning of the episode. I forgot who it was, though.
Robber.
I might just pick a new person, to be honest.
His
Okay,
twin
I
brother.
got it. All right, so, Goomba, I'm going to make this quick because I know it's funny to meme on the build-up to this question to be like, you're walking into a building, there's really nice marble everywhere. We've been through there, you know.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical situation. You're walking into a building.
Uh-huh.
You're ready to do an interview for a gaming job.
Your hands are sweaty.
As
Knees
always.
weak, arms are heavy, all right?
Yeah.
And so you're walking in to do an interview for a gaming job. Not sure what it is specifically, just a job in gaming, sure. And your interviewer is none other than former legend of Double Dash, Richard Carlson, all right?
Okay.
He's kind of a big deal. You know, I know you
Yeah.
outrank him now, but let's, glance over that. He's interviewing you for a gaming
Bro,
job.
I should be interviewing you.
I know, but just whatever. And you're handing him your resume, but not just any old boring job resume. It's your gaming resume. And I'm wondering what gaming achievements, anything gaming related that you've achieved goes on that resume.
Wow.
Go.
What a question. May I ask what Richard has to do with that?
He determines if you get the gaming job.
Okay.
He's the hypothetical. He's the hypothetical higher power in this scenario.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the most obvious answer I can start with, of course, is just world champion at Double Dash.
That's a good start. I think that's
the
very
same
relevant
good
to his
start.
The same
expertise.
achievement, which is kind of similar, is having held all records at some point.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Well, yeah, not at the same time, but I've held them all at one point.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's an interesting.
Yeah,
stat for me.
Richard, I believe, got to 30. I'm pretty sure. Let me check real quick. Yeah, 30.
So you're like,
yeah.
yeah, so I'm better than you, first of all.
No. That's not how I want to say it. No.
That's not how I'd say it. That's what would be true.
Oh, come
but
on.
That's not how I'd say it.
Don't put me in that position. No, I mean, I love Richard, actually. Like, he's such a fantastic guy. I talked to him in 2018, I think it was Super Mario Kart Championships.
Mm-hmm.
He was drunk out of his mind the whole week, but what a fantastic dude.
He seems like a cool guy. I've seen videos of him doing random shit. I don't know. A while ago.
Yeah, he's super smart too.
Hey, but now in this scenario, he's sober, wearing a suit.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And you are
So,
too, hopefully.
Okay, one of them is I guess my flawless record on Minecraft Hypixel TNT run. that is a mini game kind of. You know the Fall Guys one where like you have to stay on the floor and like you fall down, like the blocks disappear behind
Oh,
you.
the hexagon one?
Yeah. Imagine that, but like Minecraft, but like there's like TNT blocks, and if you walk over them, they disappear right away.
Oh.
And there's like multiple layers. I've never lost a single game.
Damn,
Wow.
dude.
That was, I don't know. That's something
Oh,
I
I think
excelled at.
you'd be a legend at Fall Guys.
I really want to get Fall Guys. Seems like a lot of fun. I like the boosts that you can do in it. They seem interesting. Anyway, give me achievements, right?
We can talk about Fall Guys. You want to talk about Fall Guys?
No, I'm good. It's really hard to like pick like a specific achievement that would like mean a lot, because like there's many things that I've done I'm like really happy with, but they're like, I don't know, small achievements.
Maybe you can have like a small achievement like at the end where it's just like special skills. You have your like hardworking, just like random stuff at the bottom of your resume. You just have your small achievements there, you know? But then like 2 pages of like, I am the greatest, you know?
2 pages.
Yeah, a 2-page resume. You've never made a 2-page resume before with a double spaced, obviously.
That's
and
So they can read it.
yeah.
I mean, there's really not anything I would ever consider like something I would want to put on like a resume, like even as a joke, really. Like there's like many tiny things which I still like. Like I've gotten like some records in like random games or like flash games or.
That's fine.
Flash
That
game
kind of stuff.
specialist. There
Dude,
you go.
okay, all right. You know what? This is going to be the last time I reference it. It's probably not going to be the last time I reference it.
Yeah.
Phoenix put on that he played a lot of Minecraft.
Oh, okay. So like that kind of achievements.
You can say that, you know?
Oh, okay. I got it. All right, I'm a Minecraft
Now
veteran.
he has it. Now he knows.
Now I know exactly what to put in it. Yeah, Minecraft veteran.
Ooh.
All about Minecraft. My game's in my back pocket. I know it, dude.
A man of culture.
You know everything inside and out.
Yeah, I've always come back to Minecraft, be it like Redstone, PvP, creative, like building, survival, ultra hardcore. I've pretty much done it all. Even like modded Minecraft. Like it's such a fantastic. Even this week, I'm playing it. I don't know how, but every I don't know, half a year I come back to it. It's incredible.
Oh wait,
How
were
long-
you helping us make those Mario Kart Double Dash tracks in Minecraft?
Yes, I was.
I remember the Peach Beach we made. That was sick.
Yeah, and then that was, and let's see. So it was another one. I think it was Bowser. I think.
Yeah, before I started helping out, you guys sort of made Bowser's Castle and Baby Park.
Yeah.
Which I was
I mean,
impressed
with
by
the-
Bowser's
with the
Castle. That's
carts.
like probably the biggest scale one to make. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was just looking nice. I didn't think we ever like fully finished it, but it was.
It was
looking
mostly
good.
finished, but yeah, it could have.
I have more hours in Minecraft than in Double Dash.
I wouldn't doubt it.
How do you know that?
Cause like generally I estimate that I have a little bit more than 2,000 hours in MKDD, and Minecraft I've definitely played on like a day-to-day basis. Like first of all, I play longer sessions of Minecraft generally, like at least back then, and then I would just play it a lot. So I definitely have more than 3,000 hours, I think, in Minecraft.
You know what I would love? Just like the small addition of in the Wii, if it just tabulated how much you played. Like it doesn't have to say Sunshine, it doesn't have to say Double Dash, it doesn't say because like the only GameCube game I play is Sunshine. Just keep track of like you played this many of a GameCube game hours. Yeah. I would love that.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
at least the Switch starts doing that, but it would have been cool to have that with like the Wii.
Yeah, because like whenever I play Galaxy, or like the few times I've played Galaxy this year, I can look at my notifications just like you played for 10 hours today, or however many hours this day. Like for GameCube though, it's just like, oh, nothing happened today. Like well, you know how you've been playing the Nintendo Wii for like I don't know, pretty actively for the past 6 years. Yeah, nothing's been happening. You know, like no notifications.
Oh, you mean like
No
the little
notifications whatsoever.
message system you're talking about?
Yeah, just like in the bottom left. All I want is just a little letter to be like, "Oh, you played a GameCube game for 7 hours today."
Yeah, it
all I
doesn't give a
want.
shit about GameCube, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Huh.
that's
That's
all.
a shame.
That's
Yeah,
my input.
honestly, it should be saved like in the memory card. so you can just see.
It'd be nice.
Playtime. Yeah, it'd be so much better. Because Mario Kart Wii has that, I think, in the game files itself, like game stats.
Oh,
really?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there's something along the lines of that.
I know Melee has that, and like every Smash game afterwards is just like power time or whatever.
Yeah.
Melee tracks like everything because there's actually even an achievement for getting a million versus matches.
Ugh.
Oh,
Pretty
wow,
nuts.
yeah.
And I think it says, thought you'd never see this.
That's insane, actually.
So, okay, so like back to the resume. We got maybe some Tetris achievements. Like, are there any Tetris achievements you want to put on there? I'm trying to spur your brain on.
Yeah. So sub 40 lines is something I'm really proud of, I guess.
That's more than a line a second.
I'm really proud of, I guess.
Okay, I mean, I don't know, man. It's something I'm proud of. Period. That's it.
See, one of my achievements, I think I've only brought it up once. I've won a Tetris 99 game where I've beaten all of the top 10. Like, all of the top 10 got knocked out by me.
Oh, okay, nice. That's pretty cool.
And I have an over 10% win rate in Tetris 99 now, which is cool.
Yeah, even after losing like the first 1,000 games.
After losing the first 1,000 games.
Which makes it more impressive.
The addendum at the end. It's like, yeah, he
there.
really sucked, but now I'm a lot better. And that's so like anything like that. Like, it's not world record. It's not I'm the best Tetris player in the world. It's just like this interesting thing that happened in this one game.
Are we talking like one game or just gaming in general as well?
Gaming in general.
Okay, I think one thing that I have is as soon as I enjoy a game, I can get really good at it. I think that's
a special skill.
Yeah, I think that's a good unique factor.
Yeah,
like I really need to enjoy it. As soon as I don't enjoy the game, I cannot get good at it. Like just in general, it just won't click.
Do you have an example? Do you have an example of a game that you thought you could get good at, but you disliked it, so you didn't get good at it?
Melee.
Oh.
Yeah. I tried getting good at it because I thought I might enjoy it, but honestly, like learning text, I wasn't enjoying it at all.
Yeah.
And I've just noticed I don't know, it just doesn't click for me. I don't improve fast at all. It's just whatever.
Yeah, I'm the
I can
same
play
exact
casually
way,
fine,
Melee.
but techno.
Because like back when I wanted to get serious about Melee, like in 2016, or even earlier maybe, I was like grinding tech skill with Luigi for a day or two, and then I was just like, this is a waste of time, dude. Now I just play it for fun with Sid or whoever, but yeah.
I think low-key L canceling things is one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
In like they keep casually going like, oh, he missed an L cancel in just commentary whatsoever. They just, oh, he missed an L cancel, oh, whatever. And I'm sitting there as a casual being like, oh yeah, he should get that. He's a pro player. But I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to L cancel like Ganon's stomp and on Trey, and I get the stomp, but then like I try to L cancel it and it's just, but the timing's just so a little bit off because I hit him that I press L a little bit too soon, and it's just I don't get the L cancel, and I'm like, well, now I'm just stuck in this animation, like forward air with Mario. Like it's L canceling is really hard.
Yeah, it is.
Time. And that's the simplest tech that everybody knows. Sure, Trey's trying to learn needle turnaround as chic and like needle charge turnaround, and I'm just trying
like,
to like,
you gotta grind like the timings to get the muscle memory down. Like I was trying to do the needle turnaround faster with chic, where you like start, or you have to like press over and then B, but not over B because you do the chain then. You gotta be like over then release then B, and while you're holding B for the needle, you gotta do R, so it cancels it mid needle animation. It just, it's pretty basic after practicing it for a couple hours, but you just gotta get the muscle memory for it. It's kind of like learning glitchy wall kick dives in Sunshine. Like it's super weird at first, but after a few months of doing it, it's like second nature.
Maybe like A-Tech.
Or A-Tech. It's kind of like that.
Mean, the way I learned A-Tech. Oh, actually, should I just start out like got into Double Dash and then I can quickly veer over to A-Tech?
Sure.
So yeah, basically started playing Grand Prix a lot, and then got over into Time Trial eventually because of Jacob. And we had this little Skype group, and we'd occasionally do like Alcup Tour races, and then because of that, like Druven or Andreas also joined in, and he started inviting, for example, Christian Wild and also Richard Carlson. And just slowly but surely, we eventually got to like 27 members or so in the Skype group, and it was such like a nice little community. I loved it so much. Everyone was like supportive and happy, and time trial didn't get taken as seriously, but over time it definitely got bigger and bigger. And to go back to like having like small goals of like getting better, where you kind of think like, oh yeah, this goal and then I'm done. Dude, I had that all the time. Like I started out, and I think my first timesheet was like around Advanced C, Advanced B, which for people unfamiliar with the standards, is like this way to like rank your times without comparing to others. And it's like better than average, I guess, starting out, but it's not great yet.
It still beats the staff ghost at least.
My question is, so before we get into the nitty gritty of what you're about to get into, I don't know what the exact story is. Did you have times going into the timesheets? Like you learned what the timesheets were, you had memory card, or like your memory card had memory from when you were a kid or however many years before you were actively speedrunning it. Do you know what your times were then?
Yes. I know of a few. I know, for example, a 203 DK Mountain with the Buddha Blaster.
Is that good?
What would that be?
See, I
can check real quick. I know it wasn't great.
When I became friends with you guys and Trey started playing Mario Kart Double Dash and I got introduced to the timesheet and all that stuff, I went to my memory card because I had times from when I played in 2007. And because I played a lot with a friend of mine and I started doing time trials at some point, and I wasn't like super speedrunning, but I was going into it. And I still had my ghosts from 2007. I still do. I haven't deleted them. But I tried to beat all the staff ghosts. I don't think I beat all the staff ghosts in every level, but I did my level best. So I had all of my times, my personal bests, on the memory card, I put on the timesheet, and most of them were intermediate. Like I think I had, I think the only beginner I had was Mushroom Bridge,
which is now your best track.
And now that's my best track. Because I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to be a beginner in this track. But every other time was intermediate, and I might have had one advance. I don't remember which one was which. Maybe it was Baby Park. I don't know. But
go ahead.
But yeah, so like what I'm saying is that I had all those times. So you had all those times?
Yeah. When you were a kid? So I've beaten staff goes for sure, because that was my goal in 2008. So 203 actually is top 750 out of like 1200 or so, and it's Advanced C, so like it's a decent time, I guess, to start out with, but compared to like the bigger time trial scene, it's not like anything huge yet, but definitely like a good place to start. And eventually, after like a little bit of playing, I think I started playing like late July, and I joined the players page mid-August. I joined it around top 250, and yeah, I was ready to play some time trial. And I always had like this small short-term goal of I'll find like a random Dutch player, or I'll just look at like a close rank like top 200, and I would aim for that. And then I would just go at that, and I would never, like, I would look at the world records, and I'd be like, there's no way I'm ever touching those. Like, there's no way.
That's still me right now. I already know. There's no way I'm touching those.
Yeah, I never considered myself to, like, ever, I don't know, be able to be the best, or just in general aim to be the best. Like, I didn't have my sights set on that at all. I just wanted to play and see how far I could get. And, well, soon I started pushing into the top 100. I was like, well, if I'm top 100, that's it, dude. I'm done. Like, that's the end of that. And then it got top 100. I was like, well, I know I can still do more. So I got top 80, top 70, top 60, top 50. I was like, top 50. I mean, that's it, dude. That's it. I peaked. And I'll do a little bit of more Grand Prix, and that's it. And no, still continued. Top 40, and then I think I was like around 35 or something. And then Toast Rider, well-known Super Mario 64 player, came back to Double Dash, and he beat my Dry Desert with an insane cut, like absolute legendary run. And that completely switched me from like speedrun kitty, mainly playing Grand Prix, over to actual time trialer. Like, that was it. That was like, I'm not slacking off anymore. This is it. I cannot let myself get beaten. And I think that was the first time I actually started like really trying hard on Double Dash time trials. And I pushed and pushed and pushed all the way to around top 20. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was seeing all these names that I looked up to. I mean, still do, really. And it just felt surreal. Mm-hmm. And all the way through to like top 15, top 10, I couldn't believe I was there. It just did not make any sense to me. Especially as I still hold like Andreas and Richard in such high regards. Seeing their names get like closer and me beating some of their times, that was insane to me. It just didn't make any sense at all. And I never considered being able to be world champ until rank 5. I think that's when I realized, okay, I might actually have it in me.
Right. You know what's funny? And I don't know if you ever felt this, but when I was starting out, maybe like first month or so playing the game, I would get questions in my chat because, you know, it's whatever. Just, oh, you're playing a new game. That's sick. What's your goals? Yada, yada.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you're new to a game, you almost have like this ignorance of like, you are so far below the top play that you don't even know what it takes to do that. Mm-hmm. So you're just like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll play this game to like get a world record or something. but like eventually when you play more, you get to like a mid-level where you're good enough to actually know how bad you are. And you're like, oh wait, maybe that goal is not realistic. Did you ever feel that like when you're starting out, you're like, yeah, maybe I'll shoot for a world record someday?
No.
Okay, so you were smarter than me.
Maybe that feeling was like similar to like the very first time I saw like that Jackstairs like Mushroom Cup. I was like, oh, maybe I could beat that. And then as soon as I did my first run, I was like, okay, no, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You say that you only started thinking about world champ at rank 5. Mm-hmm. How long did it take from rank 5 to rank 1?
Not that long.
Not that long.
I feel like Goomba was just like steamrolling along at that point, to be honest.
I think, well, I know I went from rank 3 to rank 1 in 1 week. Which was the most insane week of my life, pretty much Double Dash wise. I drove like 12 new records. It was absolutely insane. I did not get nervous. And I just chucked out runs everywhere. Every single track I would switch to, it was incredible. Like, I was so motivated at the time. I was enjoying playing so much. And I don't know what happened, but everything just clicked and it went. Like once I had my sights on that, that was like steamrolling. I mean, I could look how long it took me, but yeah.
I in my eyes, I have the shot of Goomba like sitting in front of a CRT, but the camera's on just his face. Like you just see his face, but you see the reflection of just a montage of Mario Kart Double Dash tracks in his glasses.
I can see the summoning salt video now.
Yeah. That's the shot that I'm thinking of.
So you're telling me you did that without selling your soul to the devil or anything?
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty nuts.
What is selling the souls in this context?
Because you're pretty good.
Thanks, man. I really don't know. I find this like a really weird topic to talk about, like in my position, because it's hard to like really compare. And I also don't want to like sound like, you know, too much of a fucking pompous head.
Oh, like, dude, believe me, I felt that when I made the 120 history video. I was like,
yeah,
I just have to.
I have the record.
I have to accept that people are going to comment saying, "Oh, this is just a huge flex." I'm like, all right, well, sorry, there weren't more people to beat my time, but you know.
I find it really hard to talk about because I know I'm walking on eggshells regardless. Like, I know I shouldn't really care a lot about what people are saying about me. But I know people will see it and then will just take it out of context, or will just put it in like a different context if they really want to.
Don't worry, no one's gonna hear this podcast and cancel you over it, I don't think.
I mean, yeah. I get that, but just in general, like that's how I felt because I thought about like talking about it or like tweeting about it, like, you know, throughout me just playing Double Dash. But I have always just kind of like avoided that topic, or just kind of be like, yeah, it's just how things are. And I think a lot of it just really comes down to genes/talents in a way, where you definitely have talent as I would really say it as like an accelerator, really. Like it's an acceleration rate and like how good you can get.
It's a catalyst.
Yeah. And there's just like different levels. Like sometimes you actually hit a ceiling and you can always play more and like slowly push through it. But like, I definitely feel like there's like certain levels that some people just can't reach and like they kind of fall flat after that. And then there's a lot of childhood. So what we discussed earlier, me playing with my brother, me playing with my friends, with my parents, and just all kinds of games. And like throughout my whole life, I've been pretty damn competitive as a whole. And it was really just the perfect recipe of like me playing the game I pretty much enjoyed the most competitively, not having a team on my side which can ruin things, and just having a great community all the way through. I think was really like the perfect concept of just me like plowing through the rankings.
Yeah, I never really had a super emotional connection to Double Dash. I kind of just picked it up because I was like, oh, that seems tight. And I kind of know emo, so fuck it. But you clearly had a much more emotional connection to the game than I did.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Just in general, like if you want to grind a game, like sometimes you will hit a wall. I mean, I've hit walls before as well. And you need a little something extra to keep going. And I think having that connection to a game, which is why I never really understood the people are like asking, oh, which game should I speedrun? Like choose something you really, really enjoy and something you want to get better at.
You know, I don't understand. Sorry, Sid, but like I just want to get this out.
See, whenever anybody asks me what game I should speedrun, I always just have a solid answer. It's just like, Perfect Dark. You know, just speedrun Perfect Dark.
Yeah, it's just like, let me just choose a game. How about, you know, just whatever, some random Flash game.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. Everybody says don't speedrun it. I say you should.
No, but like
that's what I do.
Getting good at games is fun.
Yeah, it's like the question of what should I speedrun is weird, but also it's like a lot of people come to me asking like how to get started speedrunning Sunshine, which is, you know, it's fair because from an outside perspective, trying to pick up speedrunning, it seems really daunting because you don't really know where to start, how to start, like the proper way to practice and all that stuff. You sort of pick that up over time.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's really no better way to do it than you just play the game and then watch runs and, you know, maybe, I don't know, like maybe it's like, because I've been around the community so long, it seems obvious to me, but maybe these things aren't that obvious, I guess. But it's hard to say.
Yeah. And really just pick something that you really enjoy. And it doesn't matter if it has like a huge active scene or not, or if it's popular. I mean, I started speedrunning with Magicite, which is this weird indie-like, roguelike platformer, survival, Minecraft clone 2D bullshit game with
sick.
A lot of RNG. And as a speedrun, it's terrible. Okay, yeah, luck.
Yeah,
but it's actual RNG though. It's actual RNG. Like there's districts, and they can either be like there's like 10 districts, and they can either be 4 rooms, 5 rooms, or 6 rooms, and obviously 1 4 because it's shorter. And just whether or not it's 4, 5, 6 is pure RNG. And then you have a boss fight, which is also in an RNG room, or like randomly generated enemies, like just everywhere. Sometimes they can be terrible positions. It's just a terrible game to start out with, but even that I have fun with because it was a game I enjoyed, and it was a short game. And I think that's also like a big thing if you're trying to get into speedrunning. Like, don't take on like this huge task of like learning a game fully, do a few runs, see if you like it, and then like start actually practicing.
People have too much of an ego even. People have too much of an ego even starting out speedrunning. Like, people playing Mario 64 or whatever, they're just like, well, I'm going to learn the entire run, and then I'm going to be mad about every single run I do, and I'm going to be mad that I'm not as good as the best players. Like,
another thing is like they'll look at speedrunners, like top level players, like Puncation, Cheese, and Simply, and they'll see, oh, well, they reset Whomp's Fortress over and over again. I guess I'll reset that over and over again too. Even though, when you're starting out, don't do that.
That's like the most frustrating thing about Sunshine runs. It's just like you see a new player, it's just like, oh, I fucked up windmill wall kicks. It's like, come on, get up the windmill.
Like, dude, you have like a minute of time save and 5 other levels. Come on.
Come on, Reed.
But,
oh, wow, okay. You don't have to kill them there. Come on.
But it's fun. Like, I've been doing. I've been having less of an ego about that. Well, less of an ego. I never really had an ego about it, but I've been submitting my Zelda OOT glitchless. I did my Galaxy run the other month, and I'm thinking about doing it again. Blah blah blah. But it's funny to think of people coming into speedrunning and being like, I want to speedrun. I just don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't know what game I want to like. Because in my situation, I watched Tofu's run of Super Mario Sunshine in 2013 GDQ. And I was just like, I own Sunshine. I'll give it a shot. Like, I didn't go, I love speedrunning. I want to figure out what game I want to play. I love Sunshine. I want to speedrun it. Like, I never had any of those feelings. I never went, I love speedrunning or I love Sunshine. I just went, oh, I own that game. That looks kind of interesting. I'll try it out. I see when people come into my chat and ask me what game I play, sure, I have the basic answer of like, oh, what game do you want to play? But if I followed that rhetoric when I started playing or when I started speedrunning, if I was just like, I'm really into speedrunning and I want to play my favorite game, I probably would be speedrunning Dead Space or something like that. I would have tried out Dead Space, maybe Devil May Cry. Like, I have no idea what I'd be speedrunning
Assassin's
right now.
Creed Brotherhood.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, probably, maybe. But like Super Mario Sunshine wouldn't even like hit top 10 on that what do you want to speedrun list. And my answer would be at this moment probably like, just try games. Like, who cares if you're bad at them? Like I'm trying out Galaxy right now. I don't know if I'm going to spend a lot of time, but maybe I'll hit a point where I'm just like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to learn strats in Galaxy. Who knows? But I'm trying it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's important. See what you like. And I think Galaxy is a great, first of all, Galaxy 2 is probably my favorite game of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never played it, actually.
I genuinely love it so much. At least I did as a kid. I haven't played it in a while. But for a long time, and even as a teen, I still really love it. I mean, the music, the level design, like everything about it is just so good. However, when you get into like speedrunning it, there's like a few things, if you compare it to other games, that it doesn't really have. So it's like, it doesn't really have fluid momentum. Like, I think if you long jump, like you kind of just stop there for a second.
There's no spin jumps.
Kind of bad. Yeah. And there's a lot of like downtime as well. But even then, like if you enjoy Galaxy, just try and run it. Even run like a shorter category or just run like a certain world. It really doesn't matter.
It's funny because when I played Galaxy the other month, I hated the casual playthrough. Like, I was despising it. I was just like, oh my God, this is so slow. I hate it. But then my second playthrough, when I was just like, you know what? I did 120 star Mario. I'm going to just, the next weekend, I'm like, screw it. I want to, what is it? 241? What is it? 242 star?
Well, isn't it just 120?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to get a 242 star file. That's what I was going to do. I was just like, I'm going to 100% it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to like casually play through as Luigi. Fuck it. Going to speedrun it. Or I'm going to do what my attempt of speedrunning was. And of all the time that I played Galaxy, I had the most fun playing that 120 star, 10 hour long Super Luigi Galaxy speedrun. And which is funny to me because the entirety of my like Sunshine existence is just like, Galaxy's a shit speedrun. Sure, you liked it when you were a kid, but you're an adult now. Sunshine, blah blah blah. But it's funny to think back on that and just like, I had more fun speedrunning it than I did just just casually going through it for the however manyth time I did in that moment. So it's just, I don't know, you never know what you're gonna like. So sure, you can sit on your soapbox and be like, yeah, it's probably a shit speedrun, but like, you don't know. Like we Trey and I did Assassin's Creed Brotherhood a couple years ago. Sure, we're not still doing it, but we've constantly been like, hey, maybe we should go back to it.
We found our own fun in it. Like, we made our own route, which was really fun. We didn't watch any videos at all. We just sort of went through it casually once. Then we like sort of walked our way through it, sort of figuring out a route. And then we actually did a race. And then we were like, yeah, we're actually going to watch runs now and like figure out the optimal strats. Then that didn't really happen, but we had fun with what we did at least. So
yeah.
What's important is that you don't care that much about competition when you speedrun. Like, a lot of people start out speedrunning and they're like, oh, world record, watch the world record to get strats. Compare yourself to world record, only watch world record. Who are the best players? Why are they so good? Understand everything. No, just start with yourself. Enjoy the whole experience of speedrunning itself. Also, real quick, I just thought of something. Of Richard Carlson as my resume guy. Yeah. Coming up with 2 ultra shortcuts in Double Dash.
Oh,
is definitely up there.
That's good.
I feel, I mean, they're shit.
Hey,
they're not great to execute, but goddamn, is it really cool to have found those.
Thinking back to it, it's pretty surreal how around the time I joined Double Dash, you just, like, the only shortcut that was known was the Waluigi bounced up the side of the hill into the death plane to save like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The only known ultra shortcut in the whole game was that. I joined the game like September 2018, and then like within the next 2 months, you just find a brand new shortcut in Mushroom Bridge and a brand new, even bigger shortcut in Bowser's Castle. And it was like, wow, okay, that was sick timing, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that was actually coming off Summoning Salt again. That was because of that Mario Kart Wii video about ultra shortcuts. I saw that one. I was like, wow, maybe what if MKDD worked that same way? It doesn't. But what if it did? And I checked it out, and at the same time, there was like this new Double Dash program, editing program. It didn't do much, but you could see the checkpoints at least, kinda. They weren't fully accurate, but like you kind of had like an idea. So I started just messing around with it, and just exploration and all that kind of stuff, and just slowly start to piece together like how it would kind of work. I still don't understand how it fully works, but I know why certain things work, or like that something will work or not. I just don't know why.
So you realize like if you jump back to a certain checkpoint before you die, it'll place you further ahead than it wants to.
Yeah, there's a few weird intricacies. So one thing that I figured out is that there's this line in Mushroom Bridge around the middle of the track where if you go past it and fall like through the floor, you actually land on the bridge and the lap counts. And if you don't go past it, you still get placed on the bridge, but it doesn't count. I was like, okay, well, there's something going on there. And from that, I mean, I've done some exploration with Loftjohn, who has been a great help discovering the shortcuts. And eventually I just figured out a way to make that shortcut happen. And then Loftjohn actually found the way to make that jump, I think, without... Or no. I found a way to do it without the mushroom. Mm-hmm. So it was actually doable in time trials. And then from there, Loftjohn found an easier way to do it without the mushroom. And then I found out a way to do the Lackey to Hop, which is part of it. Which I found by accident, by the way, just doing dumb stuff on Double Dash, looking at addresses and just seeing if the lap counts or not. Which is really weird. I really don't know how how that eventually happened, because if you think about it, it seems like such a weird coincidence to figure that out just doing it on random. But it worked, and putting all of that knowledge together, found the first ultra shortcut in Mushroom Bridge. And from there, Bowser Castle, kind of like same thing. Just mess around a whole lot, find some spots where the lap count is weird, and then eventually work out a way to do it just in general, and then work out a way to actually do it in time trials.
I actually remember being in the Discord call with you when you were messing around with the Bowser shortcut, trying to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left for dinner, came back to the call, and you said you found it. I was like, holy shit, okay, sick.
Yeah, that was wild. I did not think it would actually work at the time. So I think the first time I got at it, I was like, I constantly said, "Oh, I did it! I did it! I did it!" I just couldn't believe it. I just constantly said that thing for the whole lap straight. Just, I did it.
Much like
So
the first guy to do barrier skip in Wind Waker
Oh
HD.
yeah, Gurtana. Yeah.
I did it! I did it! I mean, what more can you say? You fucking did it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all there needs to be done.
See,
So-
when I found my one skip in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I didn't go, I did it. It wasn't like a goal that I was going for whatsoever. I was just kind of sitting there going like, I think something happened.
Yeah, you weren't trying to find something. You just happened to find a cutscene skip by accident.
Hey, I think there was supposed to be a cutscene there. That's kind of it.
Dude, speaking of Lost John, you didn't mention the most important thing on your resume.
Oh, my Lord.
Club Penguin
I was avoiding
500
that
coins
on
world
purpose.
record. Right?
Club Penguin. Oh yeah. You know what's the worst part? I actually, at least around those 2 years or so, I got more recognition for Club Penguin than I did for Double Dash or any game for that matter. In fact, it got featured in one of Apollo Legends' top 3 unbeatable runs.
Oh.
And I beat it the next day.
God damn it.
Wait. So what was this?
So Club Penguin has a category called 500 coins.
Yeah.
And for a while, it was a little popular on the speedrun Reddit, as people were figuring out ways of like getting into the game and then getting 500 coins as soon as possible. Because like there's mini games you can do,
Oh, and
and some mini games pay better than others, and some mini games are more tricky than others. Excuse me. And then it was like, I think I followed it. I was like, well, that's interesting. And I don't know why, but only after the trend had like just seemingly died down, I was like, I wonder how it's going with that. Let's take a look. And then I started playing it. And I got the record pretty soon, as I used a different strat than most people were doing, which is now the strat to this very day, Puffle Roundup.
yeah, you're
which
like
is
hurting the little
completely
puffle
RNG.
dudes.
What'd you say?
You're like hurting those little puffle looking dudes.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
a bunch of Puffles, which are the cute pets in this game. And you have your mouse cursor and you want to herd them into this one little U-shaped fence. And the problem with this, there's actually, which we figured out later, there's 5 different spawning patterns, and there's like, 8 different Puffles, and they all have like different speeds and characteristics and range. But generally what it comes down to is that you want the perfect pattern 5 out of 5. And that's tough. It's tough. It doesn't happen a lot because there's a few Puffles which are just completely detrimental to run. But back then that didn't matter. I was just starting off, so like any run really did the trick. And I got the record on that. And then Loftjohn a little bit later actually was the first one to really challenge me on that, because there was this other guy who tried, I think like twice, and then he like messaged me and it's like, I give up.
I give up. This is going to go on Apollo Legends Unbeatable Records video.
Yeah, he never made it. But then Loftjohn was the one to challenge me afterwards. And I don't know how, but we got into this fierce rivalry on Club Penguin 500 coins. It was back and forth constantly. And that's when I made the song like Mr. First Place as a parody on Mr. Brightside. And I don't know how, but that just started this kind of like meme wars as well between Loftjohn and I, where like we would just have like weird thumbnails with penguins just talking trash to each other. And it really brought back the fun in grinding RNG until the very moment. Loftjohn, I will never forgive him for this. Last week of Club Penguin is closing March 29th. So I get a record, I think March 20th or
Oh,
something.
I think I know what's coming.
And I'm happy with it. I was like, all right, that's good. And then until the very last weekend, Loftjohn unhoards.
No.
Unhoards a time.
God
He
damn it.
unhoards a time. He went straight from I had a 41.0 or something like that. And he had a 40 for a long time. And then he got a 39 or something like that. I mean, I don't know specifics, but something like that. And then he unhoarded that time. Because he had beaten my time pretty much right away. Then he didn't submit it for long as a time. And then only in the last weekend when I was already heavily working on school again, that's when he submitted it. I was like, wow.
You know
I
what?
can't believe you've done this.
I expect nothing less from the team captain of Team Horde itself
Yeah, it really is in his blood.
in the fantasy league.
Never left him.
I was for a second there. I was trying to figure out what unhoard meant. I was just like, unhoard.
Yeah, for those who don't know, hoarding times means you have a record, but you don't release the video or even say you got it until a certain point to gain an edge in competition.
It's just releasing late. It's just keeping secret.
Which actually happened in Mario Kart 64. But Dan, the number 2 player, became number 1 for a bit because he pretty much stockpiled times for a long time and just released them all at once so that he wouldn't get beaten immediately. And then but
you know what? They sound like smart guys.
it's smart, but it's a little bit scummy.
If you look
for
for a pure competition edge and you don't care about anything else, like community or just friendly rivalry, then I guess that's the way to go, since there's technically no rule on it. This is in a gray area where it's very much frowned upon, but there's not really a rule on it. So you could do it, I guess, but nobody's really going to respect it. I mean, apart from a select few, but generally not a lot of people are going to be very much happy about it. But since there really wasn't much of a community with Club Penguin, Loftjohn was free to do so, and he did.
And you know what?
I mean,
It's Club
honestly,
Penguin.
I don't blame him at all. It's
It's
a
Club
fun
Penguin,
time.
no big deal. I'll just hoard this time, whatever.
I have a question before we wrap up. I have a question.
Yeah, we are approaching
about
the 2-hour
hoarding.
point. We should probably wrap this up soon.
Yeah, I have a question about hoarding with Goomba. Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever hoarded in Mario Kart Double Dash?
Ooh, yes.
Did you feel bad about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And at first I did, and then I didn't, and then I did. It was
You went through an arc.
yeah. It was dry desert fast lap video.
I remember this.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
So I got it, and then I wasn't in the mood at all to post it, and
I'm too lazy to post it.
and then I didn't post it for a long time. People started bugging me about it, and at that point I got so fed up I just didn't want to post it.
And then you're like, okay,
And-
every day you mention it, is it going to be another day I don't post it?
Yeah, yeah. And then eventually, I think Emo actually got the record. And that time I was like, well, people are not going to ask me anymore, I guess. I don't know what I thought. I have no idea. And I just went through the efforts of just looking it up and cutting it out and uploaded it. And I mean, I got some flack for it, which rightfully so. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that's the only instance I did it.
When you were talking about hoarding and all that stuff, I had Emo in my ear, and just yelling at me. It's just ask hoarding, ask about hoarding. I had it, I heard him in my brain, and I had
Emo, if you hear to this point in the podcast, you're welcome.
yeah.
That was for you.
But you know
So
what,
nice.
Goomba, this has been really nice,
I
and
agree.
I'm glad you came on the podcast. See, I don't think we've had an idea of you coming on before, but I don't know. This week we were just like, hey, who do you want? It's just Goomba. Goomba, it feels like a good time. I don't know, nice, relaxing. Talk about the motherland. Talk about Netherlands.
Yes.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
opposed to our non-relaxing guest.
Yeah, our non-relaxing Reed. obviously.
Reed's very
Reed's
chaotic.
super-
You can't contain him.
He's just like, hey, you guys can't wrap up. We got to talk about mentality for 20 minutes.
And his chair's squeaking. It's like, what's going on, dude? This is crazy. But anyways, yeah, thank you for coming on, Goomba. It's been great.
Dude, my pleasure. It was really fun. Thanks for having
I
me.
feel like I learned a lot.
Do you have any shout outs that you want to make before we wrap it up?
Ooh. I mean, honestly, if I have to shout out anything at all, it'd be the Super Mario Kart community. As I've been spending a bit more time there, and it reminds me a lot of like the early day Double Dash community, and I really like it. It's like competitive, but like nobody takes it really personally. It's a really nice vibe, and while I don't play it that much, SMK is just nice to be around it. So yeah, shout out to them.
Good shout out.
And last thing, when are we playing Tetris 99 together?
Dude, I'm down really like next week. I have time.
So we'll never do it. All right, I just wanted
No. Okay, we can plan a date afterwards. I don't mind at all.
All right.
Let's go.
We're planning Tetris 99, Goomba, Sided Williams.
So exciting.
All right,
yeah.
Trey, lead us off.
All right, well, if you enjoyed that episode, remember you can catch this on YouTube, Google Play, or Spotify. You get options. It's insane.
Options.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been great having Goomba on. I've been Average Trey here with my boy Sid.
Yo.
And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm sure it is. Bye.